Hello everyone, I'm Bishi, and today is a very important day because we are starting the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles for the first time, at least for me. It's my first time. And I'm very, very excited. I've got the game pulled up already. We're in the menu over here, and I'm very, very ready. I hope y'all are ready too. Time for a blast of the past. That's true, yes. We are... I think it's so funny the way it happened for me, because this game came out, you know, a while back, like last year, I think. But I'm not playing it until right now, when Ishin is out. So both the games I'm playing are both set in Japan in the 1800s. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, I'm a historical streamer now. I play games set in the ancient past. Not ancient. You know what I mean. Hundreds of years ago. British! Oh, no, we're in Britain! Oh, we're in Britain. See, I don't even know. Honestly, the only thing I know about this game is, of course, it's Ace Attorney. And it's in the 1800s. That's it. I don't know anything else. Not really. Lovely mug, by the way. Thank you. Yes. Today I'm a unicorn. I love this mug. 1, because it's pink. 2, because it has a unicorn. 3, because it's huge. So I'm less likely to run out of water. It also has like a little thing on the inside. I'm trying not to tilt it. It says dream big. Only on one side though. I love when mugs are double-sided for stream because usually they're facing you. So then like when I'm holding it and drinking it, it's just blank on the side facing the camera, and I'm like, I'm not getting to show off my mug that way. So anyway. Technically this game came out in 2015. Which was 1 year after Ishin, another connection. Ah, so the unlocalized one. You threw me for a loop just now, because I was like, I thought it came out last year. What happened? Where did the time go? You mean the unlocalized? Yeah, in Japan. Okay. Okay. All right. Coming back from my panic. But yes, another connection. They both came out around the same time. That's interesting. Both Capcom and Sega were like, let's come out with 1800 spin-offs. Now, let me know if this music is too loud or too quiet, okay? Please tell me. Because we're in the menu, so it might not be accurate to the rest of the game. So once we get into it, just let me know. And please maybe a tad loud. Oh, even right now? Okay. I figured it could be too loud. I didn't want it to be too quiet, though. Okay, I bumped it down, like, a couple decibels. I keep forgetting it's this game. What game did you think it was? Like a continuation of the trilogy? We're going back in time, baby. We're doing 1800s revival now. All right, I bumped it down, but again, the menu might be louder. Oh, I keep expecting the one with the right, what comes after the trilogy? Yeah, yeah. Love the DGS awesome. Yeah, just opening up the menu, I thought that the music was really good. Yeah. Okay. Either way, tell me about that audio, okay? Tell me about that audio when we get into it. And I will fix it. But I'll also watch the VOD later and see how it sounds. Oh, technically we're going ahead of Ishin, time-wise, 10 years later. Interesting. But still pretty close. I mean, 10-year difference. I just think it's such a coincidence I'm playing both of these games at the same time now. Maybe someday I'll get to play Apollo. Someday. All right, y'all. Let's do it. I'm ready! Special contents. Options? Let's look at options. What we got? So we have audio. Vibrations. Screen flashes. Subtitles. Okay, good. Text box transparency. Oh, I see. Let's keep it on low for now, unless it bothers me. I don't think I need that one. Okay. Hey, Dan. Welcome in. Here for the attorney. Yes. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Alfred. Yes, it's safe to be here. This is not Ishin. It's taking place at the same time as Ishin, pretty much. Historical context. This game takes place right near the beginning of the Meiji Restoration, which is when a lot of foreign influence was happening. Like how in Ishin, there's a lot of talk about that and stuff. This is the aftermath of globalization. All right, cool. Thank you. Haven't played the official version. Ready to see some names I'm not accustomed to. Let's see. All right. So here are, let's see, we've got Great Ace Attorney Adventures, Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. So here, instead of a trilogy, we just have 2 different games. New game? Let's do it. I don't know why I'm nervous. Cutscenes! We get cutscenes?
The Empire of Japan.
Voice acting.
Opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide. But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Oh! I think that's the boy. I believe that is our protagonist. Episode 1. The Adventure of the Great Departure. Bienvenue à la Carnival. I'm loving the aesthetics here right now. Typewriter. That looks loud. Good lord. I don't know how much I like the typewriter sound. 22nd November, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. Oh no. Defendants Antechamber 5. I have a feeling, I don't know, just a feeling that there's gonna be some words used in this playthrough that I don't know. And thus do not know how to say. Oh no. The power of the 3DS? Yeah, we have cutscenes and voice acting now? Wow. I wasn't expecting that. Oh, this is like 20 years after-ish. Interesting. Oh no. So forgive me, I'm gonna say what I think it sounds like and we'll just go with that. All right. Oh, there we go. That's more familiar of a sound to me. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? Bailiff. What? Oh, no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. Sorry. Ryunosuke. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Of course. Naruhodo. So they're keeping the original Japanese names this time around. Instead of like Phoenix Wright, he had Naruhodo in his name, I know that. Oh, cool. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough! Where's the wind from? How is your headband flowing in the wind indoors? Is there a fan somewhere? He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. He's got a katana? So you will hold your tongue. Tisk. Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke? Right? I like him. We just met him! I don't know who to like yet. Okay, so quick check-in before we keep going. How is the sound? I really need to know. I am determined to get the sound right today. So please tell me, because we're in the game now, so this is how it's gonna sound. So HD, I know, right? There's even like 3D moving animation and stuff. Little loud. I think it's good. Okay. Some are saying it's a little loud. I'll bump it down half a decibel. Let's go to a... maybe about there. Oh, sound is good. Cutscene voice was really low. Do we have yet another game where the audio is not leveled? Oh. I really wish there was a volume thing. It's just on or off. That sucks. I could level it myself. Okay. Well, we're kind of stuck with it, y'all. So sound is good, cutscene voice was really low. Okay. So I guess cutscenes are just gonna be kind of quiet. I technically could bump them up for like when I edit the video for YouTube and stuff, but for streaming I'm not gonna go through the effort of like moving things around in the moment. So I think we're just gonna have to have quiet cutscenes. How is it now though for the music? Is that good now? I bumped it down just slightly because some people said it was good, some people said it was loud, so hopefully that's a good in between. Good, it's fine? Okay, we'll keep it there, and I'll listen to the VOD later. Thank y'all. Because it took me like a week to get Ishin's volume right, so I don't want to do that again. And catch up with chat, and then we'll keep going. Yeah, Phoenix's name was Ryuichi Naruhodo. Okay. So here's Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm surprised how quick you get used to the models. Loki expected the transition to be harsher. Well, it looks good. I think that helps. I like him cosplay time. Oh my god. We still gotta do Edgeworth and Phoenix first. Then we'll think about it. Historically, I think samurais were completely displaced by the Meiji Restoration, so he is like the last of them. Wow. Where's the wind coming from, right? Air conditioning? Hello? I don't think they had that yet. I don't think they invented it. Played the 3DS version, which was nice, but models look so much cleaner here. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm so glad they ported it to console. It's magic. Magic bandana. Nosuke was a popular name convention back then. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, let's go. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. So nervous. What are you apologizing to me for? So you look so done. This is what happens when you say sorry too much and everyone around you is like, stop. Stop it. And then you're like, I'm sorry. I'm calling myself out right now. Oh, Nosuke means son of. Okay. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, No, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. Kazuma? Another Kazuma? There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean? I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend. Also in his second year at Yume University. Kazuma. So, should I call him Kazuma or Asogi? I think I'll call him Kazuma. It's more fun. Kazuma! Kazuma Kiryu. Nice Yakuza reference, huh? Oh my god, right. We've talked about this before and I keep forgetting. We have had air conditioning since like the 1500s. Never mind. I was just trying to make a silly joke though. Most people call him Asogi. Okay. I think I'll call him Kazuma. I like to say Kazuma anyway. I'm just gonna be different. Oh. So, Ryunosuke means son of the dragon. Right, Ryu is dragon, just like Ruga Gotoku. Bakufu was basically the shogunate, which were samurai, which is where samurai came from, which is seen a lot in Ghost of Tsushima. When Emperor Meiji took power, he took out the samurai system of the last 400 odd years. Right, right. Okay, everyone calls him Asogi. I'm gonna call him Kazuma. We'll see how it goes. People are gonna come in like during the playthrough and be like, why are you calling him Kazuma? I don't know. I like it. Kazuma Asogi. My best friend forever. But he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergrad. It's not that impressive. He can read my thoughts! That's impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway. My qualifications don't mean much. Yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all of this started. Congratulations, Kazuma! It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you, and proud, as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. Part of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Okay, so they're from Japan, but we're going to Britain. So that's why there's lots of British jokes. Okay. I was like, did they do the same thing with like the other trilogy where like it's in Japan, but they localize it to LA? No, okay, cool. Yeah, I think with a lot of games that are being localized nowadays, they're trying to stay more true to the original and not change things unless they really, really have to. And I like that. I appreciate that. Not the British! Oh, I'm gonna do so many British accents, you have no idea! So many terrible British accents. Oh, I'm ready, I'm ready. Then come with me. Oh, then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. Me partner? It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Asogi, may I have a word? Professor, I didn't know you were coming. I like Kazuma's hair, by the way. I like it. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asogi, you should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. That character just now kind of reminded me of Maya? Just guessing? Just guessing? Magic of the 3DS. Yeah, we got two characters at the same time. We got people looking at each other. Amazing, amazing. Yeah, they couldn't have done that with this game. Yeah, I don't think it would have made sense. It wasn't necessary, you know? Who was the queen at this time? Oh, no idea. Not the British. We get to experience beans on toast firsthand. Oh my god. We're gonna make so many British jokes. Sorry to all British people. It would be so hard to rework the setting and story if they changed the country. Yeah, like, it wouldn't make sense. We're gonna steal this man's headband and put it in the British Museum. Oh no. So many Brits in this one. You'll have fun. They give you a huge variety of accents as well. Yeah, I'm not the best at all different kinds of accents. There's usually just one or two I default to, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna do some British accents. They might not be great, but I'm gonna do them. Tearing up the Abbey in dear old London town. Oh. My goodness. Elizabeth, Victorian England. Okay, Victoria. Victoria, there you go. Offended already. Oh no. Yeah, Queen Victoria, there you go. Okay, okay. Ugh, this is awkward. If I may. Yes, sorry? You must be the defendant. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Yujin Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. Okay, Mikotoba. Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Asugi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asugi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked, and never granted again. Oh my god. What? Ah, as I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asugi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear. I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. The song! Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand, once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so... As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. Oh. What, is he getting married? I do! Oh wait, that's not my notebook. Oh, it's time for the handy-dandy Ace Attorney notebook! It says Chronicles, but it's backwards. Do y'all want to know how many pages it took to, get through the trilogy? I didn't use this the whole time, I have to say. But, dear God. It's quite a lot. Let's see. We gotta compare, okay? I mean, there's also one less game in this set, but, you know. Oh my god, it's like a really a lot. Okay. Where does it start? Good lord! It's like the whole notebook, I swear to God. Let's see. Okay, I think I found the beginning. No, I didn't. Oh my god, it's so much. It's like 30 pages, I swear. Okay, I'm gonna count now. Okay, 1. And this is gonna be front and backs. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with this dramatic music. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 56 pages. All of these notes, that's just from Ace Attorney. All right, and we begin anew with the Chronicles. Okay, so he wants me to say, he's gonna ask a question, and I have to say I do. My first note. Not even joking, you might actually use them all by the time you're done. These games are dense. Oh, I'm sure. I am so sure. I have other notebooks, thankfully. Whew. You have to write your notes down with a British accent. Oh, right. I made my first mistake. You must say I do. I do? But what will the question be? Surely not, do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. Ah, it would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asugi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. Jesus. Marry the judge. Got it. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance of proving my innocence, the trial that would decide my destiny. November, 9 a.m. Supreme Court of You know what? I'm gonna look up this word. It's gonna come up a lot. It's gonna come up a lot. I can't do this. Judicature. Pronounce. Please help me.
Judicature.
Judicature. Okay, it is judicature. I've never heard this word before. Like caricature? I guess so. Judicature. Okay. Courtroom 2. His face, he's so freaked out. So this is a courtroom. It is imposing. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. His headband! So dramatic. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time, but for now... You need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. That looked like, oh, the freaking Pain character? Uchi's looking good, though! The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Damn, Judge! Uchi looking good! handsome judge! Do we actually get a competent judge for once? Oh my god. His bloodline lost their brain cells over time, I guess. Lost their sense. He's got some kind of breastplate on, I guess in case the courtroom is attacked by a dragon. This judge is built different. Oh my god. I guess some people might want to marry the judge then. Kinda love the music in these games. I already do. It's very, very good. The fluttering should tell me, but is this game gonna be just as campy as previous ones? I certainly hope so. We've got Uji, Canadian judge, and now Judge San. Judge San. Alright. Court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. And then here is like Pain's ancestor, I'm assuming. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. His name is Aochi. Ouchie. As is the defense. Now, here's something that is going to be different. It sounds like ouchie. It does. So, but like... So are the puns still going to be obvious? Because obviously I'm not fluent in Japanese, right? So if there's lots of Japanese names, I'm not going to know. I know we're going to Britain soon, though. So it could still be like English puns. So I don't know. If it's like a Japanese pun and I wouldn't know it, then if y'all know it, you can tell me. Of course, English puns, I want to see if I can figure it out first, but some of them are. Okay. Puns are always ridiculous, some more than others. Yeah, we'll just have to see. That'll be different for me. Yeah, we got ouchie. I guess. There are still puns in Japanese names, and I will point them out. Okay. As is the defense. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Ryunosuke is so nervous, he's like... Same. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? Ooh. This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do... I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Answer I do. That must be it, right? Can I save yet? I don't think so. Oh, I can't. It's right there. It's right there. I'm gonna save. Wow. Oh, I see. Okay. My first save in Chronicles. I love how everything looks. The aesthetic, even of the menu and stuff, looks so good. I do. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate for his defense. Yes! This poor kid. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You'll be... What? Nani? What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikotoba told me everything, just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. Oh, but... You think I won't be able to get you off? No, it's not that, really. It's just that... Well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel. Which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Psst. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well, well. Does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel, really?
Objection!
That's a crisp objection. Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Oh, yes, exactly! He blacked out. He wasn't paying attention. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. His face! In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. I'm gonna hate this word. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So, let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I'd care to remember. But, wait. Ugh, I'm so nervous. I can't even remember that. What was it again? Ryunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank? You know me so well. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that! I really can't. I don't know where it is. It's simple. You can access the court record with the press of R. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. I just have to press R for the court record? Alright, there's no time to lose. There it is! I like the badge in this game. Really cool looking. It looks like a little star. Oh, it's a university pin. Proof that I'm a student at the Imperial Yume University. I always wear it on the collar of my uniform jacket. This is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead with R. You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press B to go back. Alright, so we've got Kazuma Asogi, 23. A second year at the Imperial Yume University. He's my best friend, and despite being a student, a qualified defense lawyer as well. Yujin Mikotoba, 42. A medical school professor at the Imperial Yume University. He's an authority in forensic medicine and Kazuma's mentor. Taketsuchi Aochi, 51. The lead prosecutor of this case, who would appear to have little love for the changes the Cultural Reformation has brought about. John H. Wilson, 47. The victim of this case. He was a visiting professor of medicine at Yume University from the British Empire. Okay, so the victim is British. Pain is still as smug as ever, of course. Judicature doesn't look like a word anymore. It really doesn't. It doesn't. I love the expressions in this game. Tech has come so far in the series, right? It looks so good. Fun fact, in the original game, John Wilson is John Watson. Oh no! Not Watson! Uh-oh. That's sad. Okay, well, his name is John H. Wilson in here. Yeah, they didn't want to get sued. They had to change it. Alright, let's go back. Okay. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now, you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, then press X to present. Try it now. Oh, okay. X?
Yes!
The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Tish! Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yume University 3 years ago. I guess that could be why this is political, because it's a British visitor. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. Yep. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. Can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor? Ugh, but I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Flashback? Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Uh-oh. Of course, after he leaves, this happens. Sherlock has become public domain, yes. So I think people could actually put Sherlock and Watson names into media now. Oh, PC Man, you know what? I totally forgot to watch it. I'm gonna try to watch it tonight or during the weekend. It completely slipped my mind. But I do want to watch it. I'm going to watch it. I promise. Pretty sure the original Sherlock Holmes is free use, but not the Elona Holmes books. That's why they still hold the copyright at the Doyle estate. I really thought it entered public domain recently, like last year. I guess it might still be complicated. Even this song playing right now, I really like. Everything I'm hearing is wonderful. Alright, we continue. I better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. Man. British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. Mistakes were made. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. Cause of death? Well, obviously that was, Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now. Ah, post-mortem report. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Interesting. I'm sure this will all be important soon. Oh, gotta run, bye, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us, PC Man. Have a good night. We'll see you around. There was no English class tomorrow, right? I'm like, oh, poor guy.
Yes!
Well... The animation's so cute! Look at him! According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic... This is me trying to pronounce big words. Hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Learn to read, you imbecile! That's the post-mortem report, I take it. Sorry, yes, that's right. The, post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. I'm gonna write that down. I know this is the tutorial case, but I'm gonna be careful anyway. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the court. The photographic print of the victim has been entered into the court record. A photographic print that shows the victim. He was shot from the front in the chest and subsequently died. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Very well. I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. Ugh, this is it then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Yes. Clearly, you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asuki must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is, rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. Okay, so in reality right now, his headband is just flying everywhere. Glad it's not just me. Oh, is this a waiter? Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Hosonaga. Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called La Carnival. Excuse me? Sir? Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery, 3 days ago. Okay. So, killed 3 days ago. I know it said that a few times, but gotta get my timeline straight. Let's see. And he died in the restaurant. Okay, I'll remember that. 'Tis but a flesh wound. Ah yes, the normal amount of blood coming out of a mouth. Oh. Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Oh, aspiring, maybe, but aspiring? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at that time of day, just after 2. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it, too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. There's 3 tables of people. You never know what's going to be important. Sir, I don't think you're okay. It was when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. Okay, so he heard a gunshot. Hosonaga. Heard a gunshot in the kitchen. After 2. All the music is so good. Every single time a new song starts playing in my head, I'm like, oh my god, this looks so good. I mean, it sounds so good. I can see sound! He just needs a cough drop. I'm thinking, like, does he have tuberculosis? Like, what? Is he okay? It's the 1800s. I found the victim, an English gentleman slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Hold on. Let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him.
Objection!
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. But the next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, Defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen up to the witness. Ugh. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today? Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? I mean, I don't think the killer would have stuck around. I think he would have left. I will say, I don't know why Ryunosuke picked up the gun, but okay. Gosh. That's always how it happens. It's like, what's this? Uh-oh, now I think I did it! Okay. So, he saw Ryo. I'm just gonna call him Ryo. Holding the gun. No one else. I repeat, the music is so great. Also makes a huge difference. It's a full orchestra this time and not MIDI instruments. Right. I mean, yeah, it sounds completely different. This music is the best in the series, in my opinion. They have live concerts for Ace Attorney music every so often, and they sound so good. Oh, I would love to go to one. I've only been to an orchestra performance for, I think, Zelda music, which was also amazing. But they started using actual instruments for 3DS, so from the 5th game onwards. No, I didn't see anyone else. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, What did he just say? There was no one else around that table? What's the matter, Ryunosuke? Oh, Ryu, not Rio. I was calling him Rio. Ryu, like dragon. That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Well, here's the thing. Kazuma said we'd have our chance, just like in any courtroom. I don't think we need to interject. But I am scared, so I'm gonna save. Ask yourself, what would Phoenix do? Well, Phoenix does lots of things. He does lots of things. We can contradict him later when we cross-examine him. I desperately want to say something, but I was told not to interject. Ryunosuke, if your parents tell you to study, you're the kind of man who would diligently get to work, aren't you? I suppose I am. I'd never have gotten to Yuma University otherwise. But you can't just always follow the rules in life, you know. Oh, great, okay, the one time I follow the rules! If you don't say what you want to say right now, you'll seriously regret it when you're found guilty. But that, like that, I would have my chance! Alright, you've scared me. I won't forget that piece of advice in a hurry. And there is something I want to say. I'm just gonna shut my eyes and say it.
Yes!
What the heck? Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Objection!
Dear me, dear me. What are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy? No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to. Okay. Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well, why are you nervous? Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Jesus! Something certainly seems to have shaken. He's just actively dying in front of us. Sir? You can just stay here and let him cough? Bishi, you're killing him. Well, if he dies, there's no witness! Oh. Alright, if he dies, he dies! The waiter's business card's been entered into the court record. He just keeps coughing! The head waiter's business card, a sketch of the restaurant's layout, is on the back. He's having a coughing fit. Bishi, you're killing him! So, The court has now heard a precis of the case.
Yes. At the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial day. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo.
Yes, Your Excellency.
If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you.
In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime.
What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean?
Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor Mikotoba said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this.
As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it?
What?
If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is.
Wow.
Indeed. Prosecutor Aochi, please continue with proceedings.
Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be.
Ugh.
In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witnesses.
Very well. Officer, bring forth the witnesses at once.
He can be your angel or your devil.
Oh, I remember these two from the cutscene.
Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court.
I'm surprised that they're calling up two people at once. Alright, so next witness. So we had Hosonaga. And now we're gonna have these two fools. I don't know. Obligatory desk slam. Multiple witnesses. But I gotta... Great, now I gotta keep track of two people talking at once. I see we found the part of the game where Bishi gets to torture someone. There's always one. If we kill all the witnesses on the stand, there's no testimony against us. It's the perfect plan. They teach you a lesson and then immediately go, do the opposite right the heck now. Can't you read the room? Right, I'm like, I mean, they just said, don't do it. And I gotta do it anyway, but I guess that's a lesson in itself, right? Like, even if characters are going to say, don't you dare do this, sometimes you just have to go with your gut and get the right answer that way. All right, let's do it. Nosa. Yes, sir! The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Iesa Nosa. Iesa Nosa? Yes or no? Reporting for duty, sir.
Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation, Nippon.
Korekuta. Okay, so we've got... Korekuta is the old man. and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd District. Curio Korakuta at your service. Curio? Like a curio cabinet? Curio Korakuta. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. Curio collector, yep. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question. Always post-noon. Okay, he always drinks tea. Afternoon. Got it. And not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. I can't understand a word that old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative. So this is, and then there's Nosa. Nosa is the soldier. Okay. Sorry, I'm taking notes. And then earlier, also said that he did not see anyone else. And that's wrong. There was a woman. Yeah, I forgot to put that. Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. What was that sound? This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. Yeah, what the hell was that? So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir, yes, sir. Standing by, ready to report, sir. What the heck is that? Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. These two are funny. What the witnesses saw. Look at the old man! He's so old, he's just trembling! Look at his earlobes! Even his eyebrows are shaking! Oh my god. Okay. So this page will be Korakuta. And next page will be Nosa. They might say different things, who knows? Okay. What the witnesses saw. First witness testimony. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio with a military gentleman. Okay, so... At that precise moment, a fire... Hello? At that precise moment... That noise is throwing me off! At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. I'm already so lost. Okay, so... I'm just gonna call them K and N. So K was selling... to N... Observe the enemy's actions with my own eyes. So you saw it yourself? I doubt that. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian. And from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Oh! I'm sorry. Was that a contradiction? From the back? I'm afraid that is incorrect. I'm sorry. I believe you just said something that was a lie. Well, I'll know what to say here. Okay, so N lying, shot from front. Okay, got my first one. The cowardly little weasel. I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. So his item went missing? Okay, so K, curio missing. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy. What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Yes. All I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant, when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. Huh. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down and, just as I was picking it up, bang! Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is? Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now. As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly. The testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this trial. He just wants to know if he can go to the bathroom. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? The defense demands its right to a cross-examination. Dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. Huh? How did he know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Gulp? Kazuma is so commanding. So dreamy. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. All right. This is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means what that soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence. Right. Evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. All right then. It's all or nothing. I like how his table slam is like... You gotta build some muscle, Ryunosuke. Gotta build some lawyer muscle so you can slam that table properly. Cross examination. What the witnesses saw. Kazuma, excuse me? He asked for pickles? I'm getting that dynamic from them. Okay. Oh, that's my health up there. Instead of a bar, it's like lives. Yeah, just a little dink. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Oh, I guess I know where the contradiction is, but it's always fun to do press on everything anyway, just to get more information and, you know, all of that. So let's do it.
Yes!
Why aren't you saying anything? Is this some new interrogation technique? Actually, that is an interrogation technique. Because people just want to fill the silence. So you say something or ask something and then you just stop talking. And sometimes they'll say something. I hadn't actually thought of what I wanted to ask. Just ask about anything that catches your attention. Anything that bothers you. Alright then, this beefsteak you mentioned. What kind of food is that? Attention! Ah! Beefsteak is a delicious cut of veal, vigorously cooked on a cast iron grill and served piping hot. Oh. If food could receive medals of honor, beefsteak would be almost as highly decorated as a cutlet. Cutlet? Right, I see. Thank you, sir. So, next question. What? What is it? Don't tell me, but what is that? I can't... This cutlet you mentioned. What kind of food is that? Headshot! Ah! Cutlet is a delicious cut of veal tossed in breadcrumbs and deep fried in cooking oil. Accept your guilty verdict, atone for your crimes, and when you're released from prison, try it! Yes, sir, I will, sir! On the double, sir! Sorry to interrupt, but how about trying to stick to questions that are relevant to the case? Oops, sorry. I'll do my best. So, next question. Is it just me, or do you keep hearing a sort of wah crying noise? Negative! Well, I'll tell you, it was me, sorry. Sorry. Negative! Well, at least we've learned that he's a big beef lover. A big beef lover. Affirmative. It's not easy knowing what questions to ask. Prime Presser awarded. Get a little trophy? Oh, I'm playing this on the Switch, by the way. Just so everyone knows. Spoiler alert, it's the next BishiDove sound effect command. Over my dead body. Just gonna interrupt me mid-sentence with Weh! Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden courier of the military gentleman.
Yes!
I have no idea what you're talking about. A koban, boy! A koban? You mean an old Edo coin? The day prior to the incident, a treasure of exceptional value from the Hoei period entered my possession. I took myself to the restaurant the following day with said items secreted? In my bosom pocket! In the hope of an affluent cognoscenti appraised of its indisputable value being present. Why? So many words. So, you were hoping to sell your Koban coin? To Sergeant Nosa, whom you met at the restaurant? Secreted? Oh, secreted away. I was gonna say, like, it looks like secreted, but it doesn't. I don't think so. Secreted. An odd word. Yes, yes, it's quite clear where you're going with this, boy. You were about to assert that a penniless soldier would have no hope of purchasing a precious koban. Isn't that so?
Well...
You little upstart cadet? You want to add disrespecting a superior officer to your list of crimes, do you?
Oh no, where that time?
Blatant subordination!
No, I didn't say anything. Although penniless might be just the word I was looking for.
In any case, the hour was already advanced beyond that of the midday luncheon. There remained precious few present with whom I could engage in discourse about matters of business. The gentleman aside me who was grappling with his braised veal at the time was my sole prospect.
I see.
At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes.
Yes!
Yeah, it should be insubordination.
So, you're saying that you actually saw me at that time?
Affirmative! I saw you! Laughing, cackling like a madman as you trained the barrel of your gun on the English civilian.
But that's impossible. I only...
Allow me to confirm just one point, please. What's that, Private?
Thinking carefully about the statement you just made, it seems to me that it must have been just after you heard the gunshot that you looked over to the victim's table.
And so what if it was?
Well, if that really is the case, it would mean that you didn't in fact see the precise moment when the killer actually fired the gun.
Ah! And double ah! Ah! My sixth sense.
Sorry?
My sixth sense of danger. I picked up the waves of murderous energy radiating from your foul mind.
Oh, come on.
Which means, a split second before you pulled the trigger, I was looking right at you, cadet.
Frickin' liar. Okay, so, and... I'm just gonna write he didn't see the moment of it. Some moment after shot. He's a liar. That boy's a liar. He doesn't know that Nosa's lying. And he hasn't got a chance. Pictured murderous energy. Sixth sense of danger. Sounds like people who go, I always knew that person would be bad. It's kind of like, hindsight is 20/20, right? What's that song? It's a popular song right now. I think it's just called Boy's a Liar. Yeah, Boy's a Liar. Wait, is it? Yeah. Should be.
Which means, a split second before you pulled the trigger, I was looking right at you.
Surely that's not really possible, is it?
Do you think I'd have got where I am today? In the army if I couldn't sense danger in the air, son?
Well... It would seem this soldier is absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed. This is not good. From the back, so this is where the contradiction is.
Yes!
Let's press anyway. How did you get that text? Wait, it's a emote? Oh my god, I was like, how did you make your text look like that in the chat? It's all pixelated. Oh my gosh. So this black uniformed university cadet, you're saying that was...
Ah! I've had just about enough of your sauce, cadet. His sauce? Who else do you see around here in black uniform,
Well, there's someone standing right next to me who fits the description as well, but...
It was you, you little weasel. You unloaded the firearm on that man. From behind his back, and you call yourself a citizen of the great empire of Nippon? You disgust me.
This
Bish! He's looking at me. He's like, do you see this shit? This Bish is lying. What is it, Ryunosuke? I'm not quite sure. It's something that the sergeant just said, but I can't put my finger on it. Something's playing on my mind. In that case, check back over the details of the evidence you've gathered in the court record. And if you find an inconsistency there with what the witness just said, then don't hold back. Present the evidence to the court. Thrust it in the witness's face and make him choke on it. Damn. I like how he, like, got his sword out a little bit. He's like, I'm about to slice these fools. Oh. That's your favorite Naruhodo face. It's a good face. What a wonderful reaction face. Rice? Right? Rice? Right? Guess it's been a long week. I can't talk. Love Ryu so much. His expressions are really good. Oh, you have that as a reaction image, of course. Rice. I did eat rice earlier. Maybe that's why. I've got rice on the brain. And then this is the last one. I'm going to press on it even though I know the other one is the right answer, just to see what they say. On your hands and knees. Could you explain that, please? That's right. Spurning the arthritis I was in order to retrieve the lost piece. What lost piece are you referring to? The Koban, of course! The exquisite Hoei-era Koban Koi! I had just been showing the rare treasure to the military man as he masticated his meal. It just means to chew. It means to chew. After averting my eyes for the briefest of moments. What was that? After averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished. The Koban vanished? Hence I began to acquaint myself with the intricacies of the floor in order to locate it, and then it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? None other than, though it was no concern of mine, I was frantically scouring the floor for the aforementioned lost treasure. So, in fact, you didn't actually witness the precise moment when the incident occurred. Indeed. Myself, I did not. Okay. Okay. Admits he didn't see. My pen is running out of ink! Oh no. Uh-oh. Didn't see. Oh, there, it's back a little bit. Okay. Getting low, though. Admits he didn't see the moment. Well, good thing I have a bunch of other pens over here. Let's see. Let's see if this one works. It does. Okay. Got it. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. Listen, Ryunosuke. We know there are lies lurking in these statements. It's time to expose them. I understand that. The question is, how? Like I said before, the key to this is using evidence that you've collected. You can examine and present evidence while a witness is giving testimony by pressing R. Go through each witness statement and the details about each piece of evidence and compare all the facts. Somewhere in there, you'll find something that doesn't add up. In other words, an inconsistency. An inconsistency? Or you could say a contradiction. When you find a statement and a piece of evidence that seem to contradict each other, present your evidence with X and rip the witness apart. Just be careful, because if you assert a contradiction that has no basis, you'll be given a penalty. If you're dealt too many penalties, the defense's case will fall apart, and you'll receive a guilty verdict. So that's it. Peruse the evidence in the court record and find an inconsistency with a witness's statement. Alright, I'll give it a try. You can hear the witness's statements over and over again, as many times as you like. So keep your head and be measured in your attack. Luck, partner. I like Kazuma. I've determined that I like him now. Okay. And this will be it right here. No. The next one. Okay. We'll save anyway, but yeah. It's, like, pretty obvious. But this is just the tutorial. I know it's gonna get so much worse! Okay, present. Let's do the autopsy.
Yes!
Why are they acting like this? I'm right. Why are you booing? I'm right! You're making me nervous! What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting this wad of papers in my mustache? Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here. Huh, what nonsense! What can this document possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Thanks for flipping that around for me. Kazuma, what? What are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the post-mortem report presented by the defense, but there is a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? Sergeant Iesa Nosa. Misa Nosa? Yes, sir? What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black-uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, a cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
But no, that just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because... As is clearly stated in the post-mortem report, fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma, no exit wound, bullet did not pass through the body. Photographic print of the victim clearly shows the same thing. Oh, I probably could have presented either of them. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Ah. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Ooh, there's a baby back there! Is that what the tie is right here? Oh, he's got his baby on his back! Why did you bring a baby to court? That would explain the wah. Oh my god. What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Why is no one else talking about it? Certainly, there was a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were... a child. Firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir. What? The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Iesa Nosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. Ugh, that's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Damn. Inconsistency seer. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial. Just from that one discrepancy. Turnabout, huh? Roll credits. Game is over now. He said it. He said the word. So, this is what being an ace attorney is all about. They said it again! They said both titles! But I definitely saw him! That baby. That university cadet there. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. He's crying every time this guy is, like, slamming on the table or moving around too much. Stop waking up your baby!
Yes!
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either. Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Oh yes, you were looking for your Koban coin, weren't you? Indeed! The prized Hoei-era Koban! Hunting around under the table I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did! But I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hoei treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. A missing coin. And with that, I must do the sleep. Good night. Good night, friend. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Sweet dreams. Have a good weekend. The truth may have been revealed, but the noise is still distracting. At least I know where it's from now. I was so confused. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hoei Koban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. As I am sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive, no matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Aochi? Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make. Explain. Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Ugh. Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency! Yes, sir, at once, sir! Awaiting signal to testify, sir! Excuse me, but there's something, or someone, peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up to the ranks, sir. Name, Idol. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Idol. Attention! Your father is about to quell the enemy! Watch and learn, my boy! True culprit. I don't know, sir. I don't know, sir. Oh my god. I don't know, sir! Man. He is a baby. He don't know nothing. He don't know no things. At least he didn't name him Pocket Circuit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Yeah, so they're claiming that there was no one else. Let's see. So Nosa has no money, first of all. We've established that. Also, N and K are going to say that saw only Ryu. But I think the lady left. I think that's why. They didn't see anybody else. She already left. We're the only personnel present. Indeed! Alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. These testimonies are certainly compelling. Wait! That's nonsense! The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already! But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
Objection!
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. Ugh. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. Is this a photograph print of the scene of the crime, counsel? Indeed. Of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. Okay. As can plainly be seen, there is only one place set. Certainly, based on the appearance of this print. It would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. Ugh, this doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. Let's see. Crime scene photograph. A bottle of carbonated water and a steak lunch can be seen on the victim's table. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. A waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. That's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies we have just heard leave no further room for doubt. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Takatsuchi Aochi, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick. Understood? Rules can be so unbending at times. Ugh. Ido's enjoying dead time. The art in this game is so pretty. It's very, very good. I'm already loving this game. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing.
Yes!
No, no, no. It's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so. Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked. Did you? Did you see it? Did you see me blink? How could I? And yet, it is an undeniable fact that I did blink. So blinking is like shooting people? This is what the kids call a false equivalence. I don't think so. So there you have it. Have what? Attention! The sound of the firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment, I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman. I think that says it all, don't you? And let us not forget that the antiques dealer witnessed the accused in this most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so, Kurekuta-san? Korekuta, sorry. I think Korekuta needs his applesauce. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black. That much I myself did see.
Yes!
Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at that point in time. But I've told you already, that's only because I picked it up off the floor. Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away. I had just finished drinking my coffee, and I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And at exactly that moment, bang. A gunshot rang in my ears. Full of events beyond our control, life is. Sorry? What do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the Koban from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. Anyway, the fact remains, myself, I did see you. With pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed we were the only personnel present. So this is the contradiction, but I don't know how we're going to prove it. Okay.
Yes!
You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there.
Objection!
As you have been at pains to point out time and again, I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear. Ew. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. Ugh. Only there'd been more people dining there at the time. Then someone else would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know. Of course the place was almost empty. It's what you would expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was alone. Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason. There was? This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. What is that, Counsel? It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Hata Clinic. Oh, instead of Hati? Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. Okay, so, victim had appointment from 12 to 1 p.m. The very day of the incident. So, the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case. I wonder. What do you think, Ryunosuke? Well, it is hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, You can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Should I ask for Dr. Wilson's medical report card to be submitted as evidence or not? I think so. Why not? Yes. And actually, I haven't saved in a minute, so let's do that too. I'm loving the sound effects. I'm loving the menu, the background art. I mean, look, even this is like kind of dynamic because the light is flickering a little bit. It just makes everything feel a little bit more alive. And of course, the 3D animated models and everything. Let's submit it.
Yes!
I like how he raises his hand like he's in a classroom every time. If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard the conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection!
Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. The victim's medical report card has been added into the court record. A medical report card from Hatta Clinic that was found in the victim's pocket. What we need right now is new clues. Well, let me look at that. Let me see. And then we have the new bios. The head waiter of the European-style restaurant La Carnival. He was serving there on the day of the incident. An army sergeant of the Empire of Japan who witnessed the incident. The owner of Rasute, who was hunting for a lost Hoei-era gold koban coin at the time of the incident. And then we have this too, actually. So there's the entrance, there's the kitchen. And then that's where the victim was. Is that accurate to the photos? We know that there's something wrong with this. Well... You know what? Something I'm noticing in these pictures is that his chair is turned the wrong way. He's away from the table. I don't know if that's significant. So maybe he's actually at another table that has two place settings and it's not shown in the photos. I'm gonna guess that's what it is. And I can't look at this. Okay. Anyway, what we need is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you'd forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Just checking something. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Korikuta-san. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. So we could either contradict this one, only personnel present, or this one. Alone, dining all by himself. Probably this one because it's a little bit more direct. I'll press on this one. So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone. That I did! Forgive me for the position I place you in. So, the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. I think something's up with this picture. As can clearly be seen, there is only a single beefsteak on the victim's table. A meal for one.
No. The antiques dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out. I'm not so sure about that, sir. Other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman.
Yes!
Why aren't you telling the truth? What?
What did you say, cadet?
I clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed. But for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion, it's just not possible. Or, I don't know, sir, if you will. I don't know, sir. Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry? The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone. That's right.
Precisely. In other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady.
But I...
If such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It is a blatant waste of the court's time.
There's nothing I can say to that. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, you mean this? Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. Oh, how exactly?
We must enhance!
You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Press A and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Use
up, left, down, right!
To turn!
Yes. 360!
To rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. By using
up, left, down, right! I can look at it real good.
You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. If the crosshairs start to pulsate, press A to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it in more detail. Alright, see what I can do. I need to use
up, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, and A
to inspect any areas of the evidence that look suspicious. Gotta find stuff that looks a little bit sussy. So nothing suspicious there, and then we can look around to the back. There's two things. Okay, so we have this first of all. So name, we gotta press X? A? A. Oh! Hello, boys. It says Hada Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics. Almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I've ever had in my life. Only one time? And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. Brr, I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life. Ah, we have something in common. We both hate shots. Most people would give their right arm to have had only one cold in their whole life.
Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Flip it around! Oh, dentist. It looks like this medical report card was first issued quite some time ago. It's probably a record of long-term treatment, that's why. With a family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine. Going to a doctor, I mean. As long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one. Well, if you were dead, there would be no point. So you don't like doctors, then? Why would you? Or why would you? They make you drink horrible-tasting medicine. They give you painful injections. And then they demand lots of money from you for the privilege. All when you're at your lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient. With a bad case of stubbornness, no less, for which the only cure is very bitter medicine indeed. Healthy curiosity. I love how much dialogue you get from observing evidence in these two games. Yeah, this is like a lot of like just interesting little tidbits about the characters. And then it looks like we can go into the report. Open her up! I wonder if we'll just get to look at everything. Very worth it to observe literally everything. Plus you get achievements like that. Yeah, I thought that's interesting. There's achievements even though it's a Switch game. I like it. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Oh, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Just before the incident, he'd had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. Ah, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed. Yep. I figured, as soon as it said dentist, I figured it'd be something like this. So that wasn't his food. That wasn't his table. Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. The medical report card's information has been updated. A record of dental work. On the day of the murder, the victim had undergone dental treatment and had been prohibited from eating or drinking anything but water. Achievements are always nice in a Switch game. Yeah, I'm not really used to them. I don't think I usually see achievements in Switch games, because like Nintendo is not known for that. With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So, I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Definitely. Alright, let's see. Who's that young lad? That much I self did see. Visual search of premises confirming you were the only personnel present. Alone he was dining all by himself. No one other than the cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. So I guess it's going to be this one, dining by himself, because he wasn't even dining in the first place. But we're going to save in case I'm wrong. As usual. I like how y'all say DGS, because like that's the unlocalized title, but in here it's just GAH! GAH! My favorite game. GAH! I guess let's present to this?
Yes!
I think so? Well, I think, What about are you wittering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer? I wish I could. But first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Ryunosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. All right. And thanks for the advice. All his animations are so cute. Horikuta-san. This is a medical report card belonging to the victim. Ah, I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement, Something clearly doesn't add up.
Objection!
Dear me, have you forgotten my word so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But... Let's see if I can explain in words you might understand with your tiny, tiny walnut brain. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. But that's... Remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial further. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides this pale-faced pupil who could possibly... This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that? What? That outburst half petrified me, boy! Of course I believe it! How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hata Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted? What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result, the victim had been forbidden from eating. Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat, so what? It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't. They've got you now. Horikuta-san. What, boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more? You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. He got it! He got the table slam noise! But that cannot possibly be the case. Grr. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. Ah! Expertly done, partner.
Objection!
I love seeing all their animations. Like, they're always animated. It's great. What is this nonsense? You little upstart! Is this like the new Cornered song? It's so good. These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection!
It's not his table. Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic? Oh, this is the objection theme. Okay. A simple indication of character growth already, right? He's already growing. Ow! How dare you! I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Take a second. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke? Yes, most definitely. So, having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beefsteak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel? Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Alright. The answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been... the victim himself, no. Me, no. The two witnesses. An as yet unknown third party. I guess this one is what we're trying to prove, right? Because what's the point otherwise? We're trying to prove it's the woman. So I guess what could have happened... I'm kind of focusing on, like, this isn't his table, but maybe what it is his chair has been turned around, but he was sitting here, and they simply moved the stake from the woman's side to his side, because this is all kind of like a setup. Me! Sorry, it was me, my bad. Traveled back in time to mess up this case. Third party. Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
Objection!
You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person.
Yes!
There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, I will kill all of you with this katana. We will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly. Wow. Kazuma. Are you insane? You would take on the government? Don't worry, Counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have issue with them, those two witnesses in the stand. What? What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And, since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing. Complicit? In murder? No! Even the baby was sad. I don't think the baby understands. But he's pretending. Negative! There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. I was just following orders. Of course you were. That's right. As the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they, told us. Mm-hmm. Oh. He's not trembling because he's old now. He's trembling because he's terrified. What? What did you just say, Korekuta-san? Oh, no! Oh. You were just following orders? Now, hold on, lad. I was, Say you never saw the gentlewoman. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean... you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What?
Objection!
They're lying! What? What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, you pair? Now, is he acting like he's surprised? Or is he actually surprised? Just one simple slip of the tongue! I don't think so. Order! Order! Counsel, explain what is going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not! The prosecution knows nothing of this. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouths shut? Well, the baby! I just noticed. It's gonna tear that thing off. That's classified. So, you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. Oh my goodness! Brian! Howdy! Can we get a shout out for Brian, please? Thanks so much for the raid! Welcome in. I'm leaving immediately to avoid spoilers. Oh, no worries. No hype from the spoilers yet. No worries at all, Brian. Yeah, I've just started the Great Ace Attorney today. I love Ace Attorney, but haven't played this one yet. No worries, I totally understand. Thank you so much for doing a raid anyway. And I hope you have a great night. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Luck be a landlord. I have not heard of that game before. Yeah, either way, have a great night. Thank you. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in, Benny and Valinar. Welcome, welcome. Really quick. Oh, Luck be a landlord is like a slot machine roguelike. Interesting. And I'm addicted. Check it out. Let me Google it real quick. Don't worry, I won't progress in this moment. Luck be a landlord. What's a mobile game? I'm always amazed when people are able to stream mobile games. Huh. That is interesting. Yeah, it's like a slot machine looking thing. Apparently also roguelike. That's cool. Well, I hope you had fun. Oh no, it's on Steam. Oh, okay. I guess maybe it's also mobile. I'm seeing a compelling reason to shave, yeah. Poor guy. Oh, started on Steam. Okay. So it's on Steam and mobile. Nice, nice. The game is really good. I hadn't heard of it. I'll definitely check it out later. I'm out. Have a good night. Yeah, thanks so much for the raid, Brian. Have a good one. I hope you have a wonderful time with Great Ace Attorney when you start playing it. Either way, have a good weekend. Yeah, welcome in, everybody. My name is Bishi. I'm playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles for the very first time today. I've just started with the first case. This is like the tutorial case. I'm still in it right now. And we have a lot of interesting characters already. We have a new protagonist. This apparently takes place in like the late 1800s in Japan. At the moment, we're in Japan. But I think later in the story, we're going to be going to Britain. So this is taking place during a very pivotal moment in history in Japan. They're kind of having influence from Western places like Britain. Right now in the case, there is a British man who has been murdered. And I think somebody's trying to pin it onto our protagonist, whose name is Ryunosuke. And he is defending himself in court right now, so we're seeing how that works. But yeah, the art is really, really nice. I just finished playing the original Ace Attorney Trilogy for the first time recently. So now I'm finally doing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So yeah, I'm excited to be playing it finally. I'm really loving Ace Attorney. I started playing it a few years ago, and now we're here. 1880s, yes, thank you. I feel bad for the mustache military man. My hair being pulled feels so painful, and I'm just letting this happen for like 30 minutes. All right. I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Auchi had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It would only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Probably the government. I mean, like we were saying earlier on in this case, the government has just signed a treaty with Britain. They don't want things to get heated between them because they just have a treaty signed. So they want to solve this case as quickly as possible. And what better way to do that than to pin it on the first person they can find? So that's basically what's happening. I'm gonna guess it's the government. But let's write down our possibilities. So, let's see. Could be government, military. I also take notes while I play the Ace Attorney games because they can get kind of complicated. I just counted, I think it was like 50 plus pages that I had to fill out for the trilogy. And now we're starting fresh. Government, military, or police would have... I guess I'll say tried to pin it on Ryunosuke. Tried to pin Ryu. And lie about the woman being there. Okay. Hey Jake, welcome in. How you doing? At least it's not the guy who kept coughing. Yeah, I was letting him die slowly. Has it really been a few years? I can confirm that for you right now. Let me go check. It should be in my FAQ under all the games that I've played. I just have to find... I don't have like a bookmark for my FAQ, I think. Gotta go to my website. Go find it. Let me see. I'm gonna look up when I first started the first Ace Attorney game. I mean, here's the thing. It took a long time for me to get through those 3 games because I took some hiatuses from them. I was only playing them like maybe once a week most of the time. Yeah, let's see. Let's find Ace Attorney. Where are you? Let's see. I started in May 2021. So it's gonna be 2 years soon. So it's been like a year plus. It's not that long. But it's gonna be 2 years this May since I've gotten into Ace Attorney in general. Winston Payne. Oh, I looked it up because I was curious, and Aochi is the original name of Payne in the other games, and it's totally, Winston Payne is a pun on ouch, or ouchie. Right. Yeah, whenever they change the Japanese names to English, I think they always try to keep some kind of a pun that's similar. I love the cell shading on this game. Always love when games go that route. Yeah, it looks really nice. Why is time going by so fast? I know. Doing all right. Just finished playing Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core for the first time an hour ago and still screaming about it. Great game. Oh, that's awesome, Jake. I'm actually going to be playing it too next week. I am going to be starting it next Thursday because Square gave me a copy. So I'm really excited. I've been wanting to play it. I know it came out back in December, but I'm finally doing it now. So yeah, I'll be joining you soon. I'm glad you liked it. Giving me good feelings for when I started. Yeah, I loved the remake of FF7. That was actually my first time playing. I think first time I finished a Final Fantasy game, and the first time I ever experienced 7 specifically. Really liked it, so now I'm a fan, and I can't wait for the next part of 7 to come out. And in the meantime, we have Crisis Core, so I'm ready. We're gonna do it. Yeah, today we're doing Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, or as it's called, yeah. Okay, it could only have been these 3, I suppose. Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly... Remember how we made progress before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. Do I just do it now? Let's see. Let me look at my little pin! Wow, I've got a number and everything. My personal student number is engraved on the back here. If you lose your pin, they won't accept you as a Yume student at the university. You may not come in, as they say. Oh my god. Of course, you can get a new pin made if you can just tell them your number. I've actually lost mine twice already, but I still don't know my student number by heart. I always say to myself, I mustn't forget to write it down somewhere, but then I forget not to forget that. Relatable! Very relatable. Is this different? Or is this the same? It's the same. I can do autoplay, apparently. That doesn't go faster, though. Okay. We can look at this. Ah, the symbol of Yume University. Every student wears this pin with pride. It's funny, but most emblems seem to be either round or rectangular. I like this spike design, even though it doesn't really make any sense. Although, it does cause problems. Lots of students end up cutting their fingers on their badges. Perhaps it was the idea of one of the founders. A sharp pin for a sharp mind or something? Interesting. That's so cool. I'll definitely be hanging out for it. Awesome. Would you consider playing 16? I have a good feeling about that game. Too bad I don't have a PS5. I don't know. I'm not sure. I will say, like, the initial trailers I've seen for 16 don't super duper interest me, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, I know I would definitely want to play the continuation of the 7 remake because I've already experienced it and I'd like to see more. But starting a new adventure in Final Fantasy, I don't know. I might have to see more of it, I think, before I make a decision. It's also probably gonna be a really long game, so I'm like, do I want to commit? 7 Remake was also my first FF, and I love it so much. As soon as I finished Crisis Core, I downloaded it to start a replay this weekend sometime. Oh, awesome. And then I actually completely forgot, but there's, what is it? FF7 Interlude? And I was always sad hearing about it only being PS5, because I was like, oh, I want to play it on there, and I didn't have one yet. But now I have a PS5, so I guess if anything, I could consider playing Interlude. Maybe. I still forgot to look into it and see how much it is. It's not like a free download if you have 7, is it? 16 looks so good to me. DMC5 combat and written by the FF14 guy. I'm so ready. Right, like, I think it is going to be a great game. I just don't know if I want to play it. I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about it. My mind has been so focused on Ishin that, like, everything else doesn't exist to me. I think that's really what it is. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it's on PS Plus. Okay, so if it's not free, I could actually play it on there, at least. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I totally forgot to look into it, but I have it written down to research and see if I want to play it or stream it or something. Okay, let's look at this. Victim, John H. Wilson. Male, British. Time of death, 19th November, shortly after 2. Cause of death, a single bullet fired at close range. Fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound. Bullet did not pass through the body. Okay. Interlude is a free upgrade if you own FF7 Remake. So, I have it on PS4. So I don't know if I can do it. I think I would have to have it on PS5 or something. Because they're like the PS5 version has PS4 and PS5. But the PS4 version, I don't think includes PS5, right? That's what I mean. Like, I gotta look into this. You only have to pay for it if you got the game through PS Plus. You have it on PS5 if you own it on PS4. Okay. So I think I can get it for free. I just have to download it on my PS5. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna do that over the weekend, maybe. Download FF7R on PS5. Okay, I might have it for free. Dang! Cool. I'll look into it and let y'all know. Maybe we could play that too. Okay, let's look at this. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Oopsie. Magnifying glass. Interesting. Can I just... No? Well, it has introduced the magnifying glass. Maybe it has to introduce it before I can use it properly. I feel like it would highlight if something was there. And then we have this. I think this is going to be important right now. It almost looks like there's letters. Oh, I think there's something on the back. Oh, right, the business card. I forgot. The plan of the restaurant raises a number of questions, I think. Definitely. It's supposed to show the relative position of everything in the moments following the incident. But there's nothing to show the woman you say you saw there. Exactly. And that's not all. Look here in the upper left where it says kitchen. Oh yes. What of it? No one would use those complicated characters to write kitchen, especially not if they were in a hurry. The kanji? You mean you don't remember those characters yourself, don't you? Study harder, Ryunosuke. Never mind. He's being silly goose. Yes, it says kitchen. Alright. Chief Inspector? The police? Oh, that's why he didn't want to hand over his business card. Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, do you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga. Well, yes. Business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's unexpected. It's his job title. His job? Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth? I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here. Ooh, a sketch of the restaurant's layout is on the back. On the front, it's stated that Hosonaga-san is a police inspector. So he's pretending to be a waiter? What the heck? Well, there's our evidence there. So it's the police, not the government. I guess that makes sense because the police is trying to cover this up for the government? I suppose? Okay, so it's police. Got it. What you said about Nothing But Ishin existing will be me in 3 weeks when RE4 Remake comes out. The more I see from that, the more it just looks incredible. Oh yeah, I really want to play that too. I'm very excited for that as well. There are so many good games coming out later this year. At least Naruhodo had the idea of actually flipping the piece of paper. Already better than Nick at being a lawyer, damn! Everyone's just losing their brain cells over all the generations, I guess. Okay, and I don't think we need the magnifying glass. I mean, I have what I need at this point, so let's keep going. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe.
Please, wait! Your Excellency! I had no idea about any of this! I swear to every Shinto god! I knew nothing!
And what does the defense have to say about all this, Well, Your Excellency. Ugh, no time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes into my head. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses is... Ah, okay, so we'll just say him.
Yes!
Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san. Hosonaga-san? The waiter who took the stand earlier?
Objection!
Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence.
For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter.
What? If he truly were...
Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth.
Hit it, Ryu!
The truth about Satoru Hosonaga. Hosonaga-san's real identity as proven by this evidence.
That would be the business card.
Yes!
Plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency. That's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. I beg your pardon? Or perhaps I should have said the front? Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession? But that's surely... Good gracious! Oh, great heavens! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau.
What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before?
Why was the police so dumb to just put it on the back of the business card, though? Wow. The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power, as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you had seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? At the table?
Well...
I don't think the old man's okay. Oh? He coughed out some of his brain cells! I guess he did. Now they're all there! Inspector Hosonaga! The baby! I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. A possibility you might flip a piece of paper over and look at the other side. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. Yes, I remember now. He wasn't expecting it to be submitted into evidence, which makes even less sense, right? Like, he's police. Shouldn't he know how this works? I know lawyer stuff, and I guess the courtroom is, like, new right now, but my god.
What a silly goose.
He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle, but I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake.
So, you mean to say you really are a detective?
But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course. Your salary must be terrible. I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes. There have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Yeah, the judicial system in Japan is very young at this point, so I guess that would explain why maybe a police person wouldn't know that. Damn, Naruhodo, right? Like, you must be broke! Not every detective gets gumshoe wages, I guess. So he was undercover. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have also been aware of this person's presence having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable. As I suspected. Hello? Oh, I thought someone just got shot again. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Oh! Special orders? You mean to say, remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. So it wasn't really his choice. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So, that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right. Hey? One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain, and I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young Englishwoman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. Oh, you mean... When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. And the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Jezile Brett. Jezile Brett. What's the pun here? Jezile Brett. Unless it's a spoiler. Sometimes they like hint at what the person does or something. No pun. Okay, just a name. No pun. Sorry. Wah, wah. They're not all winners. Damn. He's got the sus anime glasses. He sure does. Oh, there is one, but it's spoilery. Okay. All right. Say no more. Okay. Miss Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yume University's medical faculty. What?
What is happening here?
I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention the baby to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
Objection!
But Your Excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions.
Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom.
Ugh.
Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Jezile Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency.
But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau.
As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So, it won't be a problem? Oh, I thought he was gonna cough more.
He is bleeding, however. He is not okay.
Nothing will get in my way. Except that cough, huh? Maybe? Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Jezile Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
Yes. Your Excellency! British!
Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. Brotish. Brotish. To be continued. Interesting. Well, we're not quite at 4 hours yet. So I think we should keep going. I know this is probably a good stopping point. But I also didn't get to play this yesterday. So I usually would stop it here because we have a save point. This is the longest first case in the series. Wow. I think we can keep going a little bit longer, and I'll just have to find another stopping point later on. I have notes on what's going on. I guess I'm a little concerned because I'm not going to play this again until like a couple weeks from now. So I don't want to be totally lost. What do I need to write down that's just happened that I don't have written down? Let me do that first, and then we'll keep going. Because I want to play more. I do. So, okay, what's his name again? Hosonaga. So, Hosonaga is a police officer. Well, not an officer, but he's a police detective. Was working under orders. From police. To conceal woman's identity. No. I mean, it's pretty straightforward so far. And then we're about to, she's about to testify, basically. So I just have to take really good notes on everything that she says, because who knows what they'll try to pull up next for me to try to do. So let's keep going, at least for a little bit. I'll do a new save. Why not? Okay. Here we go. This case took me 8 hours, I think. Okay. So, I mean, we'll definitely finish it the next time I play it. It would have been perfect if I got to stream yesterday, but that darn storm. Alright, 22nd November, 11:38 a.m., Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendants Antechamber 5. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb. Ugh, my heart was in my mouth the entire time. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. It was a grim sight. Before I knew it, you'd started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Forget it. It's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again. Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your phantom lady at last. Miss Josiah Brett. A student from Great Britain, is she? That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along. Yes, you have, haven't you? I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I'm sure of. Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. Was he, like, arrested right away? I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself, then on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table. Now that I didn't write down. These are, like, little details that I think, oh, I'll remember this, but if I'm gonna wait a couple weeks until I'm back, I'm gonna write them down. So, let's see. So, Dr. Wilson, yeah, so, Ryu picked up a gun, he saw on the floor like a fool, on the floor next to Wilson. Okay. Oh, and then he was shot right after. And you know, I probably could help myself too by watching this VOD, like before the stream next time I play Ace Attorney. Hopefully I remembered to do that. Okay, found the gun on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table. I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor, and just after I bent down and picked it up. Bang! I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me, looking as white as a sheet. And he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. What? Oh, like he was trying to, like, keep him there? Like, oh, you're the accused. Let's see, so then, I keep forgetting his damn name. Also Naga. He put him in the pantry. Fast thinking by the detective, he apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay. Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. Ah, there you are. Well done, both of you. There he is. Professor Mikotoba. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial. Our modern country is still in its infancy, our justice system even more so, which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled. Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life, I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway. What? What are you saying, Kazuma? So, that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way.
Kazuma.
Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man.
To me?
Yes, you need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case.
Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim?
Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at Yume, and it was I who invited him.
Ooh. Yeah, no pressure! No pressure or anything!
And he never did go into a courtroom again. That's the end. I've noticed these cases get longer every game, and this being the most recent Ace Attorney makes sense why this is so long. I guess so. I mean, just more game to play, I suppose. It's not a bad thing. I see we found out Hosonaga is a detective. Yes, indeed! We are at, I guess the second part of this court case. We just went through, like, the little, save scene, and I decided to keep going. It was I who invited him. Oh, I see. I didn't know that before.
Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. But let's not forget who we're going up against. A gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I've no doubt that you pair will put up a good fight, right to the last. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Now then. I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need.
Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-sama.
Sama?
Defendant Naruhodo!
Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once. It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow before those old fossils know what's hit them.
Kazuma?
What?
Thank you. Really.
What for?
Well, if you hadn't said you believed me, then I'm fairly sure I'd already have been found guilty by now.
Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer, and as a friend.
Coming from you, that means a lot. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. So this isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Alright then. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial. You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Yume Cafeteria on University Street. With an extra large portion, of course. Best friends! I love how the game subverts your expectations by making the Dr. Watson the first victim, right? I'm like, why is he dead? Didn't even know it was meant to be Watson at first. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of it, I think. I mean, it said Wilson. Of course, if it said Watson, I would have been like, Watson? But I just thought he was some British guy. I don't know. I love his theme so much. Yeah, it was so good. I still listen to this one on loop every now and then. Dopamine packed. 22nd November, 12:09 p.m., Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2.
Here we are. The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Aochi, have you managed to subpoena the witness?
Yes, Your Excellency. Against all odds. And thanks to a certain young... stripling? The prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government.
Sorry. Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about.
It's highly unlikely that the good relations we've forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation founders?
Again, terribly sorry. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke.
What do you mean?
A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England?
Shut up! Shut up, you jumped-up rookie boy! You and your friend know nothing! Nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. By aligning ourselves with this great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures.
I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who could arguably study harder, too. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there is one thing that I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. Well said, Ryunosuke. Despite the wide-eyed look of terror.
You little brats!
Thank you, Counsel. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system, and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Brett.
Yes. Your Excellency!
Oh my god. Her dress! The poof! The butt poof! The hat! The swan!
Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land.
Tea! Someone bring English tea! In England, no discussions take place without tea! Is that true? No idea.
So, ahem! Could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court?
They're being so nice to this, like, alleged murderer. Of course. My name is Satoru Hosoda. Not you! I have been working undercover as the head waiter at La Carnival, but my true...
Yes, we know all about you already.
Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first. Is that true? No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today, you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of. Oh, yes. I think I did, didn't I? Yet your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. Sorry, Ryunosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking. Guilty.
So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please.
Her hat! Oh, and she's wearing a mask, really.
Huh? I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but... What?
The lady says her name is Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student, currently enrolled in Yume University's medical faculty. Well, good thing we have a translator. Okay, I'm writing stuff down. I gotta pay attention and write things down. Okay. So, Brett is the, English woman. She is a visiting research student at Yume. Got it. You may be excused.
Oh my, what a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird song.
As far as I can tell, the detective is translating her words faithfully enough. Yes, I agree. You'll obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. For English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes, Ryunosuke. The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called Le Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct? She says, yes. Yes. Sometimes it takes me 5 minutes to say yes, I guess. Oh. This could take some time. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese. Oh. Not fluent in Japanese. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not accurate. She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately. Left the scene for a presentation at uni. Right! Interesting. When you're the one who engineered her escape, I was just following special orders from the Bureau.
Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps?
Did she see the murderer? I mean, it's her, but you know. Anyway. Apparently, it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight. Do you mean to say? Yes. It would appear the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused, standing right there in this courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood. Oh, I love her dress, though. Oh my god. She may be a murderer, but she is also slaying in the fashion realm. Order! Order in court! She's slaying in 2 ways.
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement.
Well, looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described.
I think that means yes.
Witness testimony!
A frightening and sorrowful sight.
She's saying that it is... Yes, scary and sad. I don't know if that's important. Arkham has redeemed Simlish for 3 minutes.
I thought my little whispers were pretty funny already.
Okay. 3 minutes. Starting. I don't have a 3-minute timer? What the heck? There we go. Starting now.
Skawanadu, Shawanaduna, Dalapidu, Skalorpy, Norpy-lore, Menorp.
I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. I am going to be writing things down because I'm so scared I'm going to forget everything. Okay. Supposed to meet victim for late lunch. I'm just going to write down everything she says. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beefsteak. Yeah, so the beefsteak was hers. Very convincing Simlish kudos. That's why it's a redeem. I don't think I'm that bad. I've played all the Sims game, okay? Every single one. Ordered for myself only a beefsteak.
Skalorpy door, Wanaduna, Scoony, Skalorpy do, Squinona, Wani.
After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. Okay, Ryu came over and argued with victim. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. Long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun. She's saying, okay, Ryu grabbed the gun and shot. Shot him right before my eyes. What's going to do? Delorpy do. You want a Shuna? Delorpy. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. Oh, whatever. Doesn't have a gun. Okay. This is a condemning testimony indeed. Jesus Christ. No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all.
Objection!
Quiet, you filthy wretch! Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard! And look at this snow-white angel!
Okay. My timer is done. I don't have to speak Simlish anymore.
I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe.
Ugh. You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. That's a lesson you need to learn. But he's so annoying. He really is. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the 2 witnesses who testified before and reported back to the Bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. Okay, so... Done what he did. The gun is under the swan. It's concealing a swan. I mean, concealing a gun. There's another swan under the swan, and the swan is holding the gun. That's actually what's happening, okay? I'm calling that. How about that? The real murderer is the swan under the hat. Swan with gun. The testimonies of the last 2 witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so. On the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there was nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm.
I can name like 5 different places on this lady, okay? First of all, the hat? Maybe?
The bustle?
It could even just be in her shirt? I mean, come on.
Anywhere. I mean, she could hide a rocket launcher. She could be hiding a human being in that hat, okay? There could be a baby in there. I don't know. Be a house in there, man. One up that. The swan is the gun. Just... Wait. There. Another baby. Yeah, another baby with a gun. Whatever's under there is holding a gun, okay? Oh. The swan under the other swan, they know too much. A baby swan with a gun. That speaks Simlish. There is nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm. Yeah, okay. I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to.
Unless and until the precise location where the witness is to have hidden a weapon can be shown, this is moot.
Okay, so that's going to be a thing for me to do. I must prove location of weapon. Which could be, I mean, frickin' hat, the bustle. I think those are the 2 biggest places. Okay. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Oh, that's apparently what she said. There are no pockets? Well, you don't need a pocket, miss. You don't need one. Trust me. Okay, so she says she has no pockets. Of course, that's been a problem for women even before the 1800s. They don't give them pockets. No pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Can you imagine if that was like something someone said, like, listen, they don't make pants for me that have big enough pockets for me to put a gun in, so obviously I didn't murder them. Those are the witness's own words on the matter. Hear me out. Each flower on the hat has a minigun. Yes, little one-shot pistols. It's like those flowers that shoot out water, but instead it's bullets. She can literally disappear under the hat. She could fit in the hat. Ah, that's ridiculous. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it. Sir! Okay, now, we're not gonna go there. Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke. But I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day. You're right about that. Which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Okay. So, now we're going to try to prove that there must be a second gun other than the one Ryu picked up. Got it. He's getting desperate. Lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart. A little sly grin. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Oh, yes, Your Excellency. Cross-examination! Frightening and sorrowful sight. Well, I think that's a bit of a better stopping point there. I think it would be better if I went into cross-examination next time, so I can just finish off this whole case the next time I play this. I've written down plenty of notes about everything leading up to this, but I think once we get into the cross-examination, it's going to get a little bit more complicated. So I think it'll be better if we just leave it for next time, because I'm definitely not going to finish it today. That would be way too long of a stream. If it's apparently about 8 hours, we would be here all night, and I'm not going to do that. So anyway, that's going to be it for me today. Curse you, Storm, from yesterday. I know, if it hadn't happened, we would have finished this case today, probably. We would have started it yesterday, finished today, but had to be safe. So let's go ahead and switch over here. I know, I really didn't want to cancel yesterday either, but I just felt it was the best thing to do. But we will have 2 full streams of this the next time I play them. I am not going to be playing this next week. We are going to be starting Crisis Core next Thursday and Friday. And then this game will be returning the following Thursday and Friday. But of course, I will keep y'all updated in the Discord with the schedules every week. So you should know, at least every Tuesday, what is going on. But yeah, that's it for Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. But I had so much fun with it. I'm very much enjoying it. I'm liking voicing all of the new characters and meeting all these new people, and I'm excited for next time and for all the future cases. I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of fun characters. So yeah, looking forward to it. Also looking forward to Crisis Core next week, though. We're gonna have some pretty fun times here in the next few weeks, so yeah. Let me catch up here. For all he knows, she's walking on 2 small tanks. Good lord. She's like roller skating, but on tanks. Okay. Just many small guns. This was so fun. Can't wait to see Crisis Core next week. First impressions. Yeah, like I said, wonderful game so far. I love the graphics. I love the music. I love the animation, the art style, everything. And I'm excited to play more. We'll have to see in a couple weeks here. Thank you for stream, Bishi. Looking forward to Crisis Core. Know nothing about it, so it'll be interesting. Yeah, I basically know nothing about it. I just know that Zack is the main character. I know that Cloud is going to be in it. And it's basically what happens before the FF7 remake occurs. So we're gonna get a bit of some backstory for these characters. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've been wanting to play Crisis Core ever since I played the remake for 7, so. I know that Ruuuvo has played it, not finished it apparently, like right up to the end and then stopped. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. What do you think about how much politics are involved in the plot? So many moving parts, right? I mean, I guess I'm not really surprised because of the time period that this is happening. And usually, like, things that are taking place in, like, a historical context in a game is going to have a lot more, like, politics and history and things like that. Just like with Ishin, there's, like, historical, political things going on. So, yeah, it makes sense. It is definitely different, though. This is definitely, I can see already, a different experience than the normal Ace Attorney Trilogy. I still hope that it's going to be just as silly, though. So far, it feels a little bit more serious, but still a fun time, you know? I don't think it's a detriment. It's just a little bit different. And I'm sure things are going to get even more wild and silly. This is just the trial, not the trial, the tutorial case in the very beginning of the game. So I'm not going to, like, judge it harshly for that. So anyway, I'm looking forward to it. Don't have to worry about silliness. Yeah, I figured. It's just, we're at the very beginning here. And even so, it's still pretty silly. Looking forward to next week. I watched the Crisis Core cutscene movie. Oh, the movie, yes. Amazing stream as always. Glad you're having a good time. Have a good weekend. See you for Bishin Core week. Oh yeah, Bishin Core. Me when I didn't want to finish it. Yeah, Ruuuvo specifically, purposely did not finish the game. Apparently it can be very emotional, so. Oh my gosh, a friend harassed me to watch it. I think I watched like half of it, if not 3/4. Are you PNGing tomorrow? Not this week. Right now, I think I'm gonna be doing my PNG tuber streams every other weekend just to kind of ease into it. And I do have plans this weekend, so even if I was planning on doing it, can't. But hopefully next Saturday, I should be returning with more PNG tuber goodness, and next time it'll be a Pokemon Scarlet stream, and we'll be looking for that Coco again until I get it. God damn it. I want that pink crocodile. Or alligator. Whatever. I want it. But either way, that's gonna be it for me tonight, y'all. Let me find somebody to raid. There's my social media. I'm most active on Twitter, YouTube, and Tumblr. We also have a Discord open to anybody if you would like to join. That is the best place for stream updates and such. But either way, there are the raid messages, and have a great weekend, everybody, and thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate your support as always. I'll be back next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time with some more Like a Dragon-ishin. I'll be playing that next Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we'll be starting Crisis Core Thursday and Friday. I stream every Tuesday to Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and sometimes on Saturdays at the same time. Either way, have a great weekend, have a good night, and I will see y'all next time.